Hello everyone, I'm Emma and welcome to Sketchy Ed, a little corner of the internet where I'll be discussing and reviewing all things dark, creepy and disturbing. Today I'm going to be reviewing the A24 gem Hereditary. Deeply disturbing and absolutely horrifying. This is one of the darkest horror movies I've experienced, and let me make this clear, this is an experience. And it's one definitely not for the faint of heart. Released in 2018, Hereditary was written and directed by Ari Aster as his debut feature-length film. It's a story following the Graham family as they deal with the grief and trauma that unfolds after a death of a family member. I know that may seem like a vague summary, but it's one of those movies that's hard to give a proper synopsis for without giving too much away. Even the trailer is purposely and ingeniously misleading in a sense, laying the groundwork for one of the most shocking and disturbing plot twists I've personally experienced in a movie, but we'll get back to that later. I have to start this review off by saying how well crafted this movie was. It's obvious that Aster put a considerable amount of effort into directing Hereditary, from the cinematography, to the musical score, to the casting choices, to even the small details hidden in the background. This is a director with a strong vision who knows how to pull it off. At its centre, we have our protagonist Annie, phenomenally portrayed by Toni Collette. I cannot praise her enough for her work in this role. Her performance was flawless. Collette's portrayal of this woman who's going through some seriously traumatic events is raw, agonising, brutal, and in some scenes simply terrifying. I felt like this role was tailor-made for her, and I honestly don't think anyone could have done a better job. Interestingly, Collette has revealed in several interviews that prior to being cast in Hereditary, she told her agents that she wanted to avoid working on any darker films and focus more on lighter comedic projects. That's when she was sent the script for Hereditary. She describes herself as feeling slightly furious because she knew there was no way she was going to pass up the opportunity after reading such an incredible original script. And thank God that she didn't. Alongside Annie, we have her family. Her husband Steve, played by Gabriel Byrne, her son Peter, played by Alex Wolff, and her daughter Charlie, played by Millie Shapiro. All of the cast portrayed their roles fantastically and had their part to play in the breakdown of this family unit. Outside of the Graham family, we also have Joan, played by Anne Dowd. Yet another amazing performance and casting choice. Her character was integral to the plot and Dowd played her part to a T. I'd like to give a special mention to Alex Wolff playing Peter. I felt like his performance was exceptional, especially in the scene that I alluded to earlier that happens pretty early on in the film and is so shocking and unexpected that my jaw literally hit the ground. However, it wasn't specifically the subject matter that elicited such a visceral reaction, but more so how it played out. It absolutely floored me. It blew me away. If you've seen Hereditary, then you know what scene I'm talking about. It's that scene. I don't want to give too much away, but if I were to describe it as a feeling, it would be absolute dread. And that's what I felt right down to my core. Okay, that went really dark and deep. Let's move on. When it comes to negatives, what truly disappointed me was myself. I really regret not getting around to watching Hereditary when it was playing in cinemas. Seeing this on the big screen would have been amazing. That's not to say that it's not amazing to watch at home, because it is. But I can just imagine what it would have been like to have had that whole cinematic experience. Another thing I need to confess is that after seeing Hereditary for the first time, I felt a little bit lost after seeing the ending. The final act was just so insane, and I think I just got a little bit overwhelmed. It took me a couple of months to muster the willpower to watch it a second time. During these months leading up to my second viewing, I did a lot of research and analysis into the plot and themes surrounding the movie. And I can tell you that after my second viewing, I appreciate it so much more. I find this happens in these complex movies. The ones that don't follow the formula, that kind of break the rules, which I love. Upon second viewing, armed with my newfound background knowledge, I can honestly say I could not fault this film. So now it's time for my final overview and score. Meticulously crafted and rife with foreshadowing, Hereditary is one of those rare cinematic experiences that will persist to stay with the viewer long after the final credits roll, even when you wish it wouldn't. Every detail in this movie felt like it had a considerable amount of thought put into it, coming together to create this genre-redefining cinematic masterpiece. I give Hereditary a perfect 10 out of 10. This is a must watch for all horror fans. As you can probably tell, I'm just a little bit obsessed with this movie and Ari Aster in general as a director. His follow-up Midsummer definitely did not disappoint and just further proved his merits as an exceptional writer and director. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review of Hereditary. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know it's a really high score, but I just love this movie. It have to be my favorite horror movie of all time. I know that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion for some people, but oh, I love it, and I love Ari Aster, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.